Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Dandy DIY. This is Elizabeth, and today we're going to talk about how sometimes a situation will become worse before it gets better when you're on your decluttering and organizing journey. So join me today, let's get into it. Now last year, when you saw me, we were really working hard and decongesting and organizing and decluttering and putting things where they should go, whether we are giving them away or we're keeping them. So last year, when we saw this room, it was a lot more. You couldn't even walk through it. You didn't have much floor space. So let me tell you what has happened since then. The whole floor area that you are seeing, that entire area, I'm talking about all the way to the wall, all the way out here, and all the way around here and back to here. We had a water line to rupture right here. The weirdest place. And that rupture destroyed the flooring all the way through here. All the way. We had to repair all of this. Now, you guys remember from the old video, now I'll show you a piece of it here, seeing that congestion and how much stuff was in here and what was going on. The floor was not damaged. It has now had brand new subflooring. Of course, you know, we had to repair the pipe underneath. New subflooring, and all of this wood floor, this oak flooring, had to be repaired. In that period of time, I had decongested this room, organized it, decluttered it, got all this stuff out. And thank goodness. Now, that was barren, but let me tell you the update since then. In that period of time, we began to remodel the bathroom. So let me show you the updates on this room we're standing in. And then I'm going to show you what happened after that. Situations do get worse before they get better. Okay, so back over here in this area, that had been organized. All that's been cleaned up. And actually, this is just a little bit of stuff. It has nowhere that it can go. It has to be there. So all this new flooring, looking beautiful. A lot of labor on my part. I had to sand and put a sealer on it, sand it again, put a sealer on it, put another coat of sealer, and in between there, days and days, it had to sit so it could seal and dry. Now, I had all this prettied up. You could see my chest. None of these boxes existed. And in that period of time, I worked and got all this out. So you see how big the area is now. There's still a lot here. And all of these items that you see, they are carded for resale. Some of this is listed on eBay, and the rest, I'm going to join in a community event yard sale. In that meantime, I had gotten my office area situated. You can now see that I can move my chair out and in. I've put up my monitor. I've got everything organized over there and situated. And then this area is something I'm working on. And then through here, if you remember, I'll show you the other video where I was walking through here. You could barely walk through here. Now you can get through here. You see all this open floor. But here's the update. So you can see a little bit of stuff laying on the table here. Kitchen is fine. But this vanity right here, this large piece of furniture, it's taken up the living room. It's been there a while. And let me share with you on that. During that time, years ago, we had a rupture in our master bathroom. And at that time, it was winter time. We could not repair the floor. We had to leave it as it was. So when I began these videos on decluttering and organizing, donating, I started in the master bathroom. So let me show you the master bathroom now. Here's the master bathroom. And all of that flooring back there, this whole area I'm showing you, was damaged and had to be torn out and new flooring put down. We had to put in new subflooring. Of course, we repaired the pipe when it happened. In the period of time, I had to remove the wallpaper from off of these walls. And what I've got to do now is I've got to clean off these windows. I've got to paint this ceiling And then I'm going to put new paint on the walls. I'm going to have a new light fixture. This will be taken out and replaced. And then once the hubby cuts out the boards for these fixtures, we'll be able to bring that large piece of furniture from the living room in here. And that's where the new vanity will be. It looks really big, but it's not that big. In that back area, there used to be a garden tub. And that is actually where the piping ruptured. We set the garden tub out over 20 years ago. And we've used that area as a dressing area, a closet. And underneath our flooring, one of those pipes froze and ruptured because water was still coming through it. That's the way they do it now with this PEX piping. So it wasn't like detained and cut off. They just cut it and capped it. They didn't like put a cut off on it. And that was the way it was manufactured. This is a double wide manufactured home. So that ruptured on us. I mean, you know, we happened to see that the floor rose up and we're like, and I kept hearing a hissing sound. Well, once water hits that MDF board, there's nothing you can do about it. If it gets wet, it's going to swell. It doesn't matter how quick you got to it. Now you've got to do it. So with that happening, we were able to remove the linoleum, of course, because all that flooring had to be tore up. Every bit of it, all the way down to the rafters and the joists, rather. So when we put the new flooring in, this was an opportunity for us to put the bamboo flooring in or, you know, hardwood floor. All I'm saying is sometimes a situation may become worse. And it's God's way of opening up a window and allowing something more better to come into your life. When we get done with this bathroom, it will be more efficient and the lighting will serve me and I will be able to see better when I get dressed, undressed, or doing my makeup in this bathroom. So these adventures welcome new things. Even though I had done all of this decluttering and organizing, all of the stuff that was in here, you just saw in the den. Because those boxes that's covering that trunk were in this closet in here. And so whenever I would get an order from eBay on items I listed for sale, I would just come in here, pull it out, pack it, and ship it. As I said, sometimes you just have to roll with the punches. And it is a blessing. And it was a disaster when it happened. Now, we didn't expect to have a pipe to rupture in that room. No, Lord, no. And thank goodness I didn't have all that stuff that I cleaned out. Could you imagine that would have been, oh my goodness, what a mess. But I had all that cleaned out. And therefore, when the damage occurred, which we were able to identify that damage, that was another blessing. Had that not been cleaned out, we'd not been able to see that damage for a lot longer time and could have been a worse situation. So there are blessings in everything that you do. And I just want to encourage you and tell you that not everything is a bad thing. Now, all these tubs you see and all this stuff stacked up, well, when we get that new bathroom situated, we can put Michael's clothing in there and get that straightened out. It will be more efficient for us. What I want to do is encourage you and tell you stay with it, keep decluttering, and once you get everything decluttered, then you can organize. And along that way, you're going to be donating and throwing away and get rid of things. And hopefully, I pray that no one incurs any kind of water damage or any kind of damage that they've got to do repairs. But like I said, had I not done that, we wouldn't have been able to identify that we had this pipe to rupture because the floor started raising and we were like, what's going on? But the den, as you can see, now we can walk through there. And once we get that vanity set in the bathroom, a lot of this will go in there. That will clean that whole area up. So in light of your situation, no matter what's going on, always remember that there is someone who understands and can feel your pain, have experienced your pain, and understand what you may go through. If you need encouragement and inspiration, definitely let me know. I'll be your greatest cheerleader. Just wanted to show you guys some of the Donna Dewberry painting I used to do And you can see by the date right here, I did this 21 years ago. And now that we're remodeling the bathroom, I'm going to be taking it off. So here's you a further shot, and here's the other window. These were in my master bathroom. It was the mural painting I put on the glass windows. 21 years ago. Over 21 years, because we're in April, and that was done in February on my next to the youngest daughter's birthday. And, you know, I'm going to cover up this lettuce green, share it with you guys, some of my older paintings and things I used to do. And let me know if these videos are helping you. Do give it a like, a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, will do. And there will be DIYs. So stay with it. Sometimes the situation has to get worse before it gets better. And until the next time, well, I'll be cleaning, y'all. Bye for now.